Yes, yes, yes. Mad doggy dog in the building. Yeah. 2,500 views. Do you know what I mean? Something like it's how we do. You know what I mean? And listen, you guys know I'm not the smartest man in the world, but when you're getting like 1.5K views, 2.5K views, and you got like 40 subscribers, yeah, then you know what I'm saying? That says to me that some of you are watching the thing, yeah, and you're just not subscribing. Now, I don't mean to be like an armchair psychologist, right? But let's get into that. Do you know what I mean? Because like clearly you guys are thinking, nah, I don't really want to subscribe. I'll just wait for it to pop up, yeah. And listen, I get what you guys are worried about, yeah. I completely understand. You might think I don't know, but I know, man. I get it, yeah. You guys are thinking this guy's a bit pretty. Do you know what I mean? So if I'm just subscribing to the thing, yeah, and just watching this guy talk on a regular basis, yeah, am I gonna start like, do you know what I mean, having more out of pocket thoughts? Do you know what I mean? Is that gonna be a slow descent? You know, am I then just gonna start becoming a more and more curious? Next thing you know, am I just like, do you know what I mean? Like gay, bro. Do you know what I mean? But like the way I see it, yeah. Like you're thinking about this the whole wrong way. Like if you just embrace the thing to say, look, I'm just watching for the boxing. Do you know what I mean? I don't care if he's pretty, yeah. I'm just watching because this guy, you know what I mean, he breaks down the boxing and he's got some jokes that nobody understands but me and him, yeah, then it's cool, bro. No one's gonna judge you. But if you're overcompensating for it, yeah, if you're getting defensive about it and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna watch it when it pops up on my feed, do you know what I mean? Then it becomes like a secret fetish, and now you're actually, do you know what I mean? Now you're actually like on the road, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because then you're just like you're trying to suppress it, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So basically, what I'm trying to say, yeah, is if you don't want to end up on a gay thing, yeah, subscribe, bro. And if you are on that, yeah, bro, salute, bro. Like you've got no excuse, bro. You should definitely be subscribing, bro. Do you know what I mean? Even if you don't like boxing, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So the point I'm trying to make is, yeah, subscribe, innit? Um, I don't even know why, because I'm like a gazillion years away from like getting to a point where I could be monetized. But just, I mean, to make this thing a bit more entertaining for me, subscribe, bro. But yeah, we're looking to break down this whole Saudi Game of Thrones, man. House of Saud is a complicated web, you know. And from a boxing perspective, we've been thinking to ourselves, this Saudi money is gonna make everything simple. Yeah, because now the usual economics of boxing don't apply. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter who's the A side or the B side. Do you know what I mean? Saudis are just giving you a shit ton of money. You've all got your own individual deal, you know. So two teams that used to be negotiating as adversaries are now coming in as allies and saying, you know, to the you know what I mean, to the feet of the Saudis and saying, yo, like hook us up and we're ready to do this thing. But unfortunately, it seems like it's no longer that simple, right? And to break this down for you guys, what I think, and you know, I may be wrong because I'm just a guy on YouTube, you know, who's kind of pretty who talks shit, yeah. And but as I understand it, you know, with that as my disclaimer, ultimately what it comes down to is that with Saudi Arabia, obviously I don't want to go into too much of a long thing about it, but as most people know, it's a petrodollar economy. You know, with the rise of renewable fuels, you know, it's estimated that the the level of demand and consumption for fossil fuels is going to go down. And so for an economy that is entirely dependent on pulling shit out of the ground, yeah, they need want to start spending that money. They have one of the biggest sovereign wealth funds in the world, known as the PIF, the Public Investment Fund, to diversify their economy, much in the same way that the likes of UAE are you know, a decade or two ahead of them around, where the UAE's largest proportion of their economy actually comes from tourism, right? So, and you know, enter MBS, otherwise known as Mohammed bin Salman, who's the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia and one of three sons of the current king of Saudi Arabia, right? But is essentially the de facto ruler. You know, he's been very much a modernist. He's been encouraging of concerts. So we, you know, before MBS came into power, You couldn't even listen to music, in public forums in Saudi. You certainly couldn't have women involved. He's been responsible for a lot of the modernization, allowing women to drive, things of that nature. Um, and he seems to, because he's young as well. I think the dude's like 39 or 40 or something. No, I think he's at 39. He's on this sport team, right? And now, where all this comes in is that up until now, boxing sponsorship from Saudi has had a blank check, right? And the way that it's been orchestrated is you have this outfit called Skills Challenge, and Skills Challenge is owned and run by a guy called Prince Khalid, right? Prince Khalid Abdulaziz, if you want to get fancy with it, right? AKA known as Big K, right? Self-appointed, by the way. Pause. I mean, I haven't checked, right? Um, Pause that. So now the thing with Big K is that Big K is essentially, even though like they're around about the same age, do you know what I mean, funny things go on in that part of the world, in many parts of the world, in fact, yeah. But Big K is actually MBS's nephew, even though they were around about the same age. I mean, anyone ethnic knows what that's like anyway. So, so Prince Khalid is actually, um, no, sorry, Prince Khalid is actually, pardon me, yeah, is his nephew, but he's the son of one of MBS's, yeah, he's the son of one of MBS's brothers, right? And he's up until this point had a free reign, right, and direct access to funds um through something called Vision 2030, right? Which is a program that receives significant Saudi backing to modernize Saudi society and diversify their economy. And so instead of like the traditional model where you have a promoter, right, who tries to bring on a site, sell pay-per-views, and essentially the site and the pay-per-views and also sponsorship to a much lower extent, that is the economic model where the promoter takes on the risk, right? And so if a profit is there, then great, and often, with the likes of Matchroom, that's shared with the lead fighter. And if there's a loss, the promoter takes that loss, right? Um, but with Skills Challenge, they've been acting as the promoter and also the host, right? So it's basically, it's their baby, right? And they make whatever money they can. Often they don't turn a profit. It's a loss-making project, but it's worth it, in the longer term to invite more prestige and tourism to the country, right? Now, economically still doesn't make a great deal of sense, but when you're Saudi and you got that much money and you got like all these princes and whatever, they kind of just do whatever is their baby. And Prince Khalid, because he's a big sports fan, he's got a history in sport, he's kind of been able to just get access to funds and run this, right? Now, things have changed, right? So Skills Challenge that have been doing the AJ fights and some of the other fights, and they've been signing Usyk and signing Devin Haney and whatnot, supposedly. They have been basically running boxing in Saudi, but things have changed now with MBS. He doesn't want his, was effectively his cousin because they're kind of the same age, but I think technically is his nephew. He doesn't want him running boxing anymore. So it seems like what has now happened, right? We'll get the screen share going on just to make it easy for you guys to follow what I'm chatting about, yeah. So basically we have got Wallan, yeah. So we've got my man, yeah, Prince Khalid, run Skills Challenge. Do you know what I mean? Done the AJ Usyk fights, Usyk Dubois, all of that, new signing coming soon. Do you know what I mean? Badu Jack, all of this thing, yeah. He's now posting memes or sorry, posting stuff on Instagram with the lion and the Arabic writing. I'm saying, and that's never a good sign, bro. You're under the cosh, yeah, when you start posting the lion and like, yeah, I mean, the philosophical quotes, bro. You know, do you know what I mean? Like you're like shit hasn't been going to plan, bro, and you're planning, do you know what I mean, how you're, yeah, I mean, you feel like, bro, someone has done you dirty when you start posting the lion and the Arabic writing, bro. And you know what I mean, despite what some of you guys might think from my appearance, bro, I'm not the guy that knows what this means, bro. I mean, I'm not the guy, bro. I can't tell you what this means, bro. It could say have a good Monday, bro. But I doubt it, bro. I think it's something to do with loyalty or something to do with like, do you know what I mean, like lions don't respond to snake or something, bro. I don't speak the thing, bro. I'm just guessing, yeah. But all I know is that's never a good sign, bro. You never post that shit when stuff's going to plan. Yeah. So enter my man, yeah, Turki al Shik, yeah. So this guy, he's got a long history. He used to, I think he's recently been appointed by Mohammed bin Salman, again, Crown Prince, Supreme Ruler, if you will, of Saudi Arabia, as the chairman of the General Sporting Authority, right? Now, what has been going on um, as part of Vision 2030 is that they have a project called Riyadh Season, which actually started in 2019, which is essentially started off as concert series, as musical events, things of that nature, right? And then it was interrupted during COVID. And so Riyadh Season is now back, but it also includes sport, right? And so now instead of money coming to this private entity called Skills Challenge, right, this is now being orchestrated directly by, you know, essentially what is the Ministry of Sport, right? And high and that government department reports into the General Entertainment Authority, right? And so the Riyadh season is essentially fitting into the General Entertainment Authority, right? Which run music events. They get likes of Beyonce to come out there and perform, you know, concerts, but also sport has now come within that portfolio. So instead of having this, you know, this private company siphoning money and running boxing, it's now all going more through direct government control and under essentially Mohammed bin Salman through his boy Turki al Sheikh, right? And so this now, what this means is that I don't think this means the skills challenge are done, right? This doesn't mean Usyk is fucked, right? And you know the other boxers that they've signed are fucked. It just means that now skills challenge are gonna have to operate more like a traditional promoter, right? So they're a promotional company, yeah, they're a sports events company. They have fighters signed to them, and they can apply for funding, right? Um, for government money, right, to run events in Saudi in the same way any other promoter can. Clearly, they have a little bit of a leg up, right? Because you know what I mean. Prince Khalid is, you know what I'm saying, he's Prince Khalid, right? He's the king of Saudi Arabia's grandson, right? He's still one of many influential princes, but he doesn't have his hand directly in the cookie jar anymore. Now he has to. It looks like he has to go through my man, yeah, Turki al Sheikh, right? Who's actually chairman of the sports authority, right? Reports into the general entertainment authority, right? So like it's the money is now like before, like, you know what I mean, you had Big K who was the promoter, you know what I mean, and like the sponsor, do you know what I mean? He had his hand in the cookie jar, bro. Do you know what I mean? He had that direct access to funds. But now this guy is administering essentially public funds, yeah, and he's putting on Riyadh season. He's the guy. Do you know what I mean? Here with Fury and Ngannou and whatever. And so this is why essentially to bring the whole shit full circle, Wilder and Joshua has been longed out. Do you know what I mean? Because originally Prince Khalid wanted to do that. It seems like from the fact that this guy likes the limelight, maybe Turkey wants to do that, right? Directly. So that's gonna take time to build up that relationship. Or if you know Big K still wants to be involved, they're all gonna have to find a way to work together. Do you know what I'm saying? And when you got family politics, you got royal politics, do you know what I mean? You got public money, You got MBS, you know what I mean, involved, who maybe doesn't like him. You know what I'm saying?